What's going on, everybody? Y'all know we having a little chat in the dark. When you see this black screen, you know it's chat in the dark. I just wanted to share this really, really quick. This is not going to be too long. I was reading in the book of Genesis, and I can't remember what chapter it was and what verse it was, but I was reading the part where Isaac was going from place to place, land to land, city to city, however you want to kind of describe it. And each time he arrived, he would dig a well. Obviously, they were digging a well for water because that would be key for their survival, right? For his family, his servants, etc. And each time he went to a specific place, he was met with individuals who would gripe or would have something to say about the well that he dug. Even though he was the one that was digging the well, they would come in and say, they would either argue, say, this belongs to us. And each time he went to a place, he called it something, right? One place he went to, they argued. I think he called it argument. Another place he went to, they came and had something to say. He named that place. I'm sorry, I can't tell you the details of it. But go and read it for yourself. And then he finally went to this one particular destination, and there was no dispute there, and he called it Rehoboth, which it translated to an open space. And then from there, he went to another place, and there is when the Lord spoke and said, hey, listen, I'm going to make you great. You're going to have descendants, and et cetera, et cetera. And at that place, he built an altar and worshiped God. The place before that, he named it open space and was grateful. Oh, God, this is a space God has given us. So I just want to encourage you and let you know that one thing I noticed, that each time he went to a place, the people who were coming to take over what he built, what he did, he didn't get angry. He didn't argue back with them. He didn't get frustrated. I didn't see any of that in the text. He just shook the dust from his feet, if you will, and he moved on. He didn't question God. He didn't say, wait a minute, why aren't you providing? What's going on? And it wasn't like he just went to one place. I wish I would have counted, but he went to several places. And that could breed frustration in anybody. That can breed difficulty in anybody. And so here you have Isaac going from place to place, digging these wells to create provision. And each time people were coming along, taking it from him, proclaiming something that did not belong to them. He didn't gripe. He didn't murmur. He moved on. And then when he arrived to the place where he called it Rehoboth, then he went to the next place where God then spoke to him, and he built an altar and worshiped. You have to get to a place to where you don't find issues when something doesn't appear to work for you, but you have to be patient so that when God gives you what belongs to you, nobody will be able to take it from you. And then you offer him worship. Even though it'll feel like it's unfair, it'll feel like, well, I've worked hard, I've given, and why isn't this being given to me? Why am I not receiving? Right? We go through those different emotions. But then when you get to a place where no one can take it from you, that's where you worship. And so I just want to encourage you, don't allow what it can feel like, what it can seem like, to stop you from moving forward. Don't get stuck in the griping and the complaining, but just move forward in peace. Move forward with wisdom. Find a way to make it work again. Because there's going to come a time where it won't be taken away from you. It won't be proclaimed by someone else. And that's the place you want to be. And then you'll see the follow-up. that when you move on to the next place, the next mindset, the next idea, whatever it may be, and God will then speak to you, and then you can offer him worship. You don't have to remind him about what happened 4 or 5 times in the past, what happened last month, what happened last year. You don't have to remind him about that. Just worship him. Thank him because it now works. Thank him because, listen, I don't want anything that people feel like they can take from me anyway. I want to be where God has me. I want to get what God has for me. I don't care what's going on around me, because see, the enemy wants you to get caught up in, why are they taking from me? But I've worked so hard. And then I begin to think about the manpower and the hours that it could have taken to dig a well. You know how far down you have to go to strike water? And every time somebody came to take it from him and he didn't complain, he just moved on until he came to the right place at the right time, which was an open space, meaning he had the ability to be prosperous there. And that is where you want to be in God. Yeah, it's not fair. Yes, it's not okay. Yes, the devil's going to make you think, yeah, look at everybody taking something from you, draining you, making you think you the person that's got to work hard, and all these other things. The devil's going to make you think all these things. But if you just tell yourself, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to just move on. I'm going to just move on in peace. I'm not even going to complain. I'm not even going to go back to God and say, God, you seen all the work I did. You seen everything I put in. Why is this being taken from me? This isn't fair. I don't deserve this. No, you just move on until you get to the right place. Because see, what happens is where we think is the right place ain't always the right place. Because the Bible says the blessings of the Lord make rich and addeth no sorrow. That is where you'll be in your open space. And that is where you worship God. I love y'all. We'll talk soon.